online at gmail.com. We're proud to call Caldwell County home. WPKY.
1580 103.3 WPKY. Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk, and I will tell you, Ty, I love a man with an accent.
I'm telling you what, we've got a great guest on here, and he can do cool things with barbed wire. His name is Sion Wallace, and he has an art exhibit going on at the Janice Mason Art Museum in Cadiz, and a reception coming up. Good morning, Sion. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Mr. Ty. Good morning, Miss Tess. How you guys doing? I am doing awesome.
See what I mean? I love your... Can you just talk to me?
I could talk to you all day long.
Just tell me the weather, whatever. Just talk to me for a while.
Sion, I don't know if you remember, but I used to do work in Cadiz quite a bit. Our paths have crossed several years ago. I remember you had a lot of things display at the Fox's Den, a store that was over there, and you and our paths crossed, and I remember you working with barbed wire. Just an incredible artist. And you work with barbed wire to tell our audience what you do, and you have a display, an exhibit going on currently at the Janice Mason Art Museum, and your reception coming up. So tell us about that.
Yeah, man, I do work with barbed wire, and this reception this exhibit is not just mine. It's me and Mr. Willie Rasco. He works with driftwood, and outstanding artist that has been all over as well, and has a great bit of accomplishment with his art. So the reception is going to be for me and him this coming Friday from 5 to 7 p.m. and it's awesome. And yes, I love working with art with barbed wire just because of the relativity to life. It shows that it doesn't matter how rough your life is, or it doesn't matter what you've been through, that the beauty is there to be created. The masterpiece is there waiting to be created. And to let you guys know that it's not something that's just going to pop out one day and say, here I am. It's something that you have to dig deep and find. So to drift off the exhibit and the reception for a while, for those of you who are listening and who is having a hard time in life or with life, or you feel like you're stuck, or you feel like your life is over, it is not over. A lot of people are afraid of failing, but when you hit a hard spot, it's not that you're failing. It's just life is trying to take you to the next level. And that's the same thing with barbed wire. Sometimes we get snagged and we think that, okay, well, my life is over. No, life is trying to help you to create that masterpiece. And without the struggle, then you cannot overcome to get to the next level. So that's why I love working with barbed wire, because it shows us in so many different ways how to overcome situations and how to create that masterpiece out of the roughness of our lives.
And don't get me wrong. Now, there's a lot of us that are farmers around here and that sort of. Now, we're around barbed wire a lot. Rusty old barbed wire, curled up and kinked up and rip you to shreds. I've got gloves that have seen better days, I'm going to tell you. What got you started, using barbed wire? I mean, that's kind of a unique, I would think, medium that not a lot of people, use.
Well, like I share with everybody, I love things that are different and unique. And so when I came here to America, I said, God, I want something to do that is different, that nobody's doing. And whatever you gave me to do, I wanted to have to do with my singing, my music, and my art. Little did I know that he was going to use the art to start all that. And so the barbed wire idea came to mind. And Miss Tess, I started doing that. And I sold the first piece. Of course, people were telling me that, nobody's going to pay that much for it and, blah, blah, blah. But that's just people in general. They'll always try to discourage you from what you're doing. And I thought, okay, well, you know what? They told me that the price I had on there, I would never sell it for that. And I said, okay. So I upped the price on there. I said, all right, there we go. Now if I don't sell it for that, that's fine. And I sold it. And I thought, well, if I sell the first piece, I can sell the second piece. So I started diving into it, and of course my brain starts climbing and trying to tell me how to do it different, and it's just going with the flow. And I just started. It just exploded, and so now I have, I have apparel. I do from my barbed wire art. I do motivational talks, go around to businesses and churches and schools, and my message is transformation, and the message behind it is just, it speaks for itself. The art speaks for itself. So now I'm really snagged with this barbed wire. It's just taking off with it.
I love that though, because we've got a really healthy in our area, our farmers markets and that sort of thing. A lot of people that do a lot of crafting in the area. I do wood burning.
Yes.
Everybody does a little something different. And I love that because that's inspirational to the people that, that do go up there and try to sell their artwork and want to, think that their artwork is important because, beauty is in the eye of the beholder and everybody is going to see everything just a little bit different.
Yes. Yes, and that's the thing though. A lot of people, I've talked to a lot of artists, and they have great artwork. They do a great job with their artwork, but again, they're afraid to put it out there because one lady said, "Oh, people are gonna laugh at it. They're not gonna think it's pretty." And I said, "No, you're not doing it for people. You're doing it for you because it's inside of you and it's coming out. So just share it with the world, and whosoever will may come." I mean, that's just it. You can't worry about the world. You might put it out there and it might grab one person and it was worth it for that one person. And it's the same thing with anything else you do in life. That's just it.
Sion, where does the inspiration come from? Do you have ideas working around in your head? Do you see something? Do you have a life experience? Then all of a sudden, boom! I need to get my barbed wire out and make something. Where does that inspiration for you to create come from?
Well, it's mainly inward. It's inside, and sometimes it's just bubbling up, and I can't help myself. And it doesn't matter where I am. Sometimes, Mr. Ty, I want to leave and go home and create this piece of art. And sometimes when you have this burning sensation for something, to go ahead and do something great, don't put it off, because when that fire is quenched, then the interest is lost. So it's best for you to go ahead and start it. If you're writing a poem or if you're a song or whatever you're doing, if it's mowing your lawn, maybe if you go and mow the lawn at that particular time, you realize that you've never mowed the lawn that good in your life, So, just
if you ever decide to stop being an artist, you could be a motivational speaker. Has anybody ever told you that?
Well, I've tried it, and so I think I'm gonna run with it a little bit.
I think you might be good at it.
I'm thinking about it a little bit.
So, Sion, your exhibit is currently at the Janice Mason Art Museum along with Willie Rasco's, and of course he has the driftwood art. Is there any intermingling of your artwork and his artwork, or is it a separate exhibit?
It's a separate exhibit. Well, it's in the same room, but when you say mingling, are you talking about if I have my barbed wire on any of his driftwood?
Yes, I was wondering about that.
No, we haven't incorporated that yet. But right now, it's just an exhibit going on, and the art is just there together. So when you come out, you can get to see it. And also, I'm going to say that for everybody who wants to come and see this, every piece of art has its own message, own story, will speak to you in a different way. And not only that, for everybody who shows up, I'm doing a door prize, a free door prize for everybody for a drawing to get a car wash and vacuum at my new business in Katie's, at the car wash, barbed wire, of course, car wash and detailing shop, uptown Katie's, right behind the dollar store. So, we're doing that, and it's going to be a great night just to meet people and mingle and get inspired and share your story, share your message, because I know I will walk away with something. And I know Mr. Willie Rasco. A lot of people might know Mr. Willie Rasco. He lives in Hopkinsville, and he couldn't be on the call this morning, but it's going to be a great evening.
No doubt about it. And of course, there's something close to your heart. You've been here in Trigg County in our area for quite a while now, and I think you're involved with the school systems in each year doing an Encouraging Arts Award. Tell us about that.
Yes, sir. Like I said earlier on, I go to schools across the country and businesses and churches, and my message is transformation, and I talk to people about that. So I go to the schools and I talk to the students about transformation. And again, I realize that a lot of the students are very talented with singing, cooking, whatever area it is. And I thought, well, I have to do something to help these students because, again, they have these portfolios that they have. Nobody know about it. The teachers don't know about it. And so I thought, okay, well, you can tell a million stories with art. All stories you can tell with art. And so we created this Encouraging Art Award just to let the students know that whatever you're doing, creating, or thinking about in your mind, there's somebody in the world that wants to hear it, wants to see it, wants to smell it, wants to taste it. So we have this Encouraging Art Award in Hopkinsville every January. And this January, the reception will be on it's always the last Thursday of every January. And we invite area high schools to come out and choose their best artists from that school. Last year we have 13 students. We have 13 schools and 3 students from each school. Yeah. This year we're planning on growing it. We have sponsors. So if there's anybody in your area, Mr. Ty and Ms. Tess, that would like to be a sponsor for this event, please let us know, because we want to grow this to be worldwide, because a lot of kids are suffering because when I talk to these students, they go home, they're left to raise themselves, they're stressed, they're depressed, they think nobody loves them, and they turn to their art, whatever that may be. And so, that's what they turn to. So we want to encourage art. Art is dying out in schools. And so we want to encourage that, to say, hey, create your art, tell your story through art. And so if anybody that is listening that have a business and want to be a part of this, want to be a part of these students' lives, please reach out to us and reach out to Ms. Tess and Mr. Ty to let us know how we can get in touch with you to be a part of this great event. It's a wonderful, wonderful event.
Oh.
Well, and a lot of people think about artwork as just being, you've got to draw something, But it can be so therapeutic for kids, and art can be, many different forms. It can be singing, it can be, maybe it's clothing, maybe it's, you can express yourself and have that self-therapeutic experience through a lot of different ways. And
I'm going to top that off, Mr. It could be cleaning, and I want to use this as an example.
Right.
When I'm cleaning, I love to clean. And people say to me, "Man, you're doing one more thing again." And how do you start this car wash thing? And sometimes, just to give an example, when somebody comes to my shop for a wash and vacuum, I will literally, if they don't come to pick that car up in an hour or two, I will spend hours cleaning that car over and over and over, because I get so carried away, especially if I have my little music in. It's like I don't remember about anything in the world. I get so carried away.
Boy, have I got a favorite place for you. At my house, my kids, I'm telling you, you need to come over. It would be your favorite place on earth then.
Now, am I going to come and teach them, or am I going to come and do the work?
I think she wants you for cleaning, sir, Sion. I think she wants you for cleaning.
We can do both.
She got to know that I'm not cheap, though.
There you go.
Hey, I've got barbed wire.
That's the spirit. That is the
I
spirit.
could trade you in barbed wire, though. I've got a lot of that laying around.
She just snagged me right there.
Sounds like a good even trade. Sion, congratulations. This is going to be wonderful. Again, your exhibit currently going on with Willie Rasco's at the Janice Mason Art Museum. I guess, is there any charge to get in there to see your exhibits or anything like that, or is that just for public display?
It's free. It's free to the public. I'll just charge you if you don't show up.
There you go.
Good.
And your reception, again, is going to be on November the 1st from 5 to 7. That's at the Janice Mason Art Museum. And, of course, we encourage everybody to come out and meet Sion and Willie Rasco and view this wonderful exhibit and get inspired, man. You've inspired Tess and I. Of course, Tess is somewhat of an artist. I'm kind of an artist. I think I'm going to break out some clothespins or something and start putting eyes and stuff on them. You never know.
There's some macaroni art.
See, and that's the beauty of it, though. It's what people are not expecting you to use art with. It's just, and I keep going back to the life. It's just like your life, Mr. Ty. Is if you see a man eating out of the garbage can, and he's a homeless guy, and you've been seeing him for years sitting there, you're not expecting that one day or tomorrow you're going to see him in a suit, walking in the building, opening his own business. But when you see him wake up and say, you know what, enough of this nonsense, and he transforms himself, you are shocked, because you're thinking, I wasn't expecting that. And it's the same thing. If you use clothespin and you start creating art, people are going to say, okay, who would have thought about clothespin creating art? So that's the beauty of art. You use things that nobody would expect.
That's right.
That's
exactly right. And barbed wire is a great example, and we can't thank you enough for joining us this morning, Sion. And
thank you for having me.
I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we've
Thank
enjoyed
you.
it, and certainly wish you and Mr. Rasco well with your exhibits and your reception coming up November 1st, 5 to 7 at the Janice Mason Art Museum. That's on Main Street in downtown Cadiz. Thank you, sir, and you have a great day.
Thank you, guys. Have a great day, and thank you for having me.
All right.
I told him, I said, he can call and talk to me anytime. I love that accent.
Yeah, I think Sion is from Jamaica. And,
isn't that fun?
Yeah, and just
I love him.
I've seen
He's
some
so
of his
much fun.
work, and boy, how inspiring to take that and say, hey, let's transform. You can transform yourself. I transformed this barbed wire. What a lesson that is through art. That's great.
I love the lesson that teaches kids. And, in my house, I've got different kids. One of them, God bless him. He's like, me in a lot of ways. He cannot draw a stick figure to save his life. It'll look like a monkey. But my daughter, very artistic.
She is. I've seen some of her work.
But it's one of those things that I think art is it's what you make of it. And maybe his thing is going to be art through, some other type of medium instead of drawing. So I've got faith in you. I think macaroni art or something. I think you can do it.
You never know. Sion Wallace has inspired me this morning. So encourage everybody to head out to the Janice Mason Art Museum November 1st, 5 to 7. The art exhibit with Sion Wallace and Willie Rasco. We appreciate Sion for being our guest. And we've got another guest coming up here in studio here at WPKY. Pastor Dave Warren will be here. They're having a big Veterans Day really an event out at Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, and we'll be back to talk with Pastor Dave here in just a few minutes with Tess and Ty, 1580, 103.3 WPKY Coffee Talk.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents and Doug.
Limu, I love how we're always looking out for each other. Kind of like how Liberty Mutual looks out for you by customizing your home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
Limu, why didn't you tell me about the uncovered manhole? I was literally just telling you. Limu, I had no idea you could swim.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Listen up, America. Why in the world would you start your day with an unwrapped, zip-zap, sad sack breakfast mishap when the McDonald's app lets you order, pay, and pick up a nice and hot griddle sizzle breakfast with a tap tippity tap? I think I just rhyme answered my own rhyme question. McDonald's mobile order and pay. Just order in the app, pass the line with the tap, and wake up breakfast with McDonald's. Mobile order and pay at participating McDonald's. McDonald's app download and registration required.
The holidays, time to enjoy with those you love. If you're thinking about new flooring in your home before the holidays, now's the time to stop in at Perry's Floors and More and let them help you find the perfect flooring that will not only add warmth and style to any room in your home, but also flooring that will stand up to the wear and spills of everyday life. Whichever floor you choose will be backed by reputable manufacturers and installed with expert care. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors and More, 127 West Market, Princeton. Call 270-365-9869.
This is Mallory Hancock Lawrence, and we love our Caldwell and Lyon County friends. We invite you to come to Cadiz anytime you can to shop with us. We're making it even easier for you. Whether you work in Cadiz or just come to town for a visit, stop in and shop with us. But if you're in a hurry, you can pre-order your groceries at hancocksneighborhoodmarket.com. It's so easy and convenient. Of course, we want to see your smiling face anytime we can, but if you're in a hurry, hancocksneighborhoodmarket.com is the way to go. Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Cadiz.
Fall is the beginning of flu season. Protect yourself with the flu vaccine at the Health First Community Health Center. It is your best shot at stopping the flu from getting to you. With same-day appointments and walk-ins welcome, they make it easy to arm yourself against infection. Contact the Health First Community Health Center office toll-free at 1-877-667-7017 or visit one of their 7 locations for all your healthcare needs. At Health First, your health is our first concern. That's Health First Community Health Center.
This is Todd Griffin with your SportsEdge.com. I've been covering Caldwell County sports for over 30 years in our community. Sports is something most of us enjoy following, especially local sports. Join me for the latest Caldwell sports news every weekday here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and online at WPKYonline.com. You can catch my Caldwell County Sports Report 4 times each weekday during the 6:30, 7:30, noon, and 5 newscasts. Plus, remember to go to yoursportsedge.com for sports news 24 hours a day.
1580, 103.3 WPKY. Whew, that was a whole lot of me there for a second.
Whole lot of you.
That was a whole lot of me.
That happens sometimes.
827 on... He's full of it today. 827 with Tess and Ty and Coffee Talk. And, of course, Sion. It was amazing. Sion Wallace. We just got through talking to him. And he's a barbed wire artist.
Yes.
I think that is so neat. I really do.
Yeah. It's cool.
I think but the art... The whole thing with him having barbed wire and then the driftwood, I want to see those two do something together.
Yeah, that's why I kind of mentioned. I didn't know if they had maybe thought about that. Yeah, but that'd be pretty cool because you could probably do lots of cool things.
I think it'd be really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, with it being that time of the year, of course, we're nearing the end of October. And anytime we start nearing the end of October, we start thinking about Veterans Day, right?
That is it. That is correct. And a lot of churches, a lot of the schools even are having Veterans Day celebrations and programs. And we have one here with us today, Pastor Dave Warren of Pleasant Grove Baptist Church. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Ty. It's great to be here with you and Tess.
All right. It's great to be with you as well, and we're certainly glad you're here, and we're excited to hear about what's going on out at Pleasant Grove Baptist Church coming up with your program. Now, you all have done this now for several years, haven't you?
I think this will be our third year. One of our members, Richard Martin, sort of instrumental in this. I'm not certain. I don't believe he was a veteran himself, but perhaps some family members. And a lot of our men out there, they enjoy hunting and fishing and stuff like that. Several have been involved with the Wounded Warrior ministry, Ty Harper and Darren Smiley. And this just came up about 3 years ago, and it's sort of grown. Not gigantic every year, but it's nice to have a outreach, a ministry that continues to grow. And we look forward to having even more veterans, both men and women, this year.
So Pleasant Grove Baptist Church is out Highway 91 south from Princeton. It would be coming the other way from Hopkinsville, but right on the side of the road there. Several miles out, but beautiful church grounds, sitting right off Highway 91, and a perfect place to have this kind of celebration and this kind of gathering. So sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know who does the cooking, but you all are going to have a fish fry out there, aren't you?
Our men, if it has anything to do with wild game or fish or anything like that, they'll have those vats, pots, whatever you want to call them, outside with, I think they cook it in peanut oil. I'm not sure, but boy, they have that stuff boiling, and I believe they're pretty famous for their hush puppies too.
Oh.
But if you eat their hush puppies, you won't be silent. You'll be you'll caught onto that pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you, it's that time of year, though. I mean, that's when you start thinking about those fish fries and those hush puppies. It's a good time of year for that. If you have it in June, you'll fall over because it's too hot to do that. You do it now. That's when it's perfect.
It's good to have a good stick to your ribs meal, and of course,
food.
What a great way to honor our veterans. And of course, this is you all are inviting anybody that's served in our armed forces as a veteran to come out and participate in this. And I think you're going to have some special music as well, aren't you?
Yes, a gentleman by the name of it'll come to me here in a minute, Eric Horner. Eric performs in various churches around here. One of the ministries that Eric is involved in is, let me see if I can remember this. He is involved, I think it was a couple weeks ago, up around, trying to look here at outside Fort Campbell Army Post at the Pilot Truck Stop. He, along with others, people, churches, various organizations have donated money to be able to give the men and women a free tank of gas that day. Let's see. I think they've done this maybe 6 or 8 years.
That's fantastic.
A free tank of gas?
Free tank of gas.
Yes. All the veterans had to do is just pull up there.
Pull up, show an ID of some type. Now, they couldn't pull in a tanker now, Tess.
Well,
her eyes lit up when
my
she
husband's
said,
a retired Marine. Of course my eyes went open.
You missed a free tank of gas, Tess.
Yes. Yeah, but thankfully, it's bound $2.50 or something like that. But, boy, that would have been a huge dollar a few years ago.
Absolutely.
When it was, but it just seems like gas prices have dropped in the last few years.
No doubt it. And, we just can't seem to do enough to thank our veterans and what they've done for our country and who they are and what out at Pleasant Grove, I know some of those guys out there that they are passionate about it. They are patriotic. They want to be around the veterans. They have hunted with them, like you said. I know Darren's been involved with the Wounded Warrior Project for the hunts, and probably Ty as well. But how important it is and how nice it is for us to recognize what they've done for our country, and just the way Pleasant Grove Baptist Church can do that. Now, tell us about the event, the time and the day, and all that.
Well, it is on Saturday, November 9th. It takes place about noon. There'll be probably we'll eat first. You know, you've got to fill their bellies first. Eric Horner, get his name right here. Eric, from what I understand, I've only been here about 3.5 years, so I'm getting familiar with various artists, singers, and this barbed wire guy you talked about. I've got to meet him.
He's really, yeah. I'd like to meet him.
Yeah.
He's neat.
I'd say at doing what he does, he's probably doesn't really sit down on his job, would he?
Probably not.
No, not with that barbed wire.
If he did, he wouldn't stay sit down
That's
very long,
true.
would he?
Yeah, we'll have the fish fry kick off around noon, and then Eric Horner will share with us. And we also have an interesting thing. A group out of Albuquerque, New Mexico has provided what's called military Bible sticks. They are something given to veterans. Actually, they were first given to the military personnel a few years ago to listen to Scripture. The New Testament is dramatized, and parts of some very familiar Psalms. I'm certain Psalm 23 would be on there as well. And these are about the size of a cigarette lighter and earbuds, and these are given to the men and women. I want to emphasize that. Thank God that we have women that are willing to participate in such activities. These are given to them to be able to hear rather than just have to have a flashlight or something maybe to read their Scripture, their Bible. They can stick these in their ears and lay back on the cots and relax.
And listen to the Word.
And listen to the Word.
Yeah.
Amen, brother. Keep it. Come on. Come on. Ty's going to cut loose here preaching in a second.
I don't know if you want that, but yeah, that is fantastic. The Bible sticks are not very large, and again, they're handy, and you can take that anywhere. Whether you're deployed or even you're not deployed.
That's right.
And you can listen. And we want to emphasize as well that not only veterans but their spouses are invited to Pleasant Grove as well.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Sounds like a fantastic day on hand, and hopefully the weather will hold out for you all. Will most all the events be held outside or inside?
No, sir. It'll be inside.
It'll be inside.
It'll
okay,
be
so
inside.
we don't have to worry about the weather. Just the cooking outside.
That's
and
the cooking.
Okay.
I think that'll be fun. I do. And it's a way to give back to these guys, because I'll tell you, a lot of them, they deserve our respect and our thanks very much.
No doubt about it. Pastor Dave, tell us a little bit. You have a show here on WPKY on Sundays. The Pleasant Grove Baptist Church has you do a weekly show and sermon here on WPKY. Tell us a little bit about Pleasant Grove and what you have going on out at the church.
Okay, Ty, it's interesting you use the word a show. I've never had anyone call my preaching a show.
Yeah, I call it a show.
That's
and when you're around, it's a show.
It is. Well, as I said, I've been here about 3.5 years. I moved down here from North Canton, Ohio. Quite different.
We won't hold that against you.
No. Oh, it's much warmer. I'm very, very pleased to be down here. I think we have maybe 6 weeks of what you might call warm weather up there. But
hey, welcome to God's country, right here.
Amen. Oh man, you got me going now.
I know, right? I have that effect.
Yes, you do, Ted. 3.5 years ago, and you mentioned the church. We are sort of right in the middle, 15, give or take a mile from Hoptown. I've learned that phrase.
There you go.
Hopkinsville. Let's see, what else? Dawson Springs, the city of Dawson Springs.
If you're in that little crook, you're not too far from Pennyrile then.
No, not too far. Princeton and Cadiz. Did I pronounce that correctly? Cadiz?
You did.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're there.
That's okay. I don't say Katawa right, and they yell at me about it all the time.
That's right. My little
I say Katoa.
Phone gadget there. She calls various different names of
I was
of these
raised
places.
here, and I still don't say it right, so that's okay.
But Pleasant Grove, we're as most of the churches around here, we're small church, but we're big for the Lord. We run around 80 on a Sunday morning, but we have room for you, and you, and you.
You know what, though? 80 is doing pretty good.
It
because
is.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of
It
our
is.
country
It
churches that are really struggling on a
is.
weekly basis. And you know what? 80 sounds pretty good.
A very generous church in missions, not only in, we are a Southern Baptist congregation, so we're involved, if we got any Southern Baptist listeners, with Lottie Moon, Annie Armstrong, so forth and so on out there. But we also contribute not just financially, but our women do a fantastic job in supplying items to various nursing homes, shoe boxes, was at the Franklin Graham Ministry out there, and probably double that or close to it about every year. We've got fantastic Bible study teachers, groups for various age groups. One thing about our church, even if you do reach that age to where it's typically normal for you to move up to that, do I dare use the word older group, they won't boot you up there.
I used show, so we'll call it a program now.
Program,
I mean, we can just say seniors.
Yes. Now, Ty, even though you're, age-wise, maybe an adult, you could probably even stay in there in the teenager group.
I would hope to.
Okay. Nursery, we're really blessed with a lot of children. We have nursery. Our ladies very much care for the little ones. On any given Sunday morning, we'll have 15 up to 25 children come forward for the children's sermon that Darren Smiley, and he just keeps you laughing, and his insightful ideas as he shares just an intriguing story about naturally using the Bible. But there were about 3 or 4 Sundays that he had a squirrel in his yard. That I think at squirrel, we needed to maybe bring that squirrel in to see if Darren was telling the truth.
Got a few stories about it.
Yes. And it never did get loose in the church.
That's good.
Yes.
We wouldn't want any kind of squirrel revival.
No.
Yeah, Kentucky squirrel revival or something like that.
No. We have good song leader out there, Robin Scott. I think Robin is sort of well known around here. He's been a teacher, principal, coach, and so forth. And let's not forget our pianist, Leslie Goodacre. Phenomenal lady. Those ivories on that piano.
They get tickled.
She just brings them to life
awesome.
every week.
That's fantastic. And I bet I would guess test. There are a lot of good cooks out there at Pleasant.
Oh my land! The women, you name it. We just had a soup and sandwich for. What was it we had the other night, Sunday night? See how bad I am?
That's okay.
Was it Pastor
Fall
Appreciation?
Festival.
Yeah.
Fall
Festival.
Talk about Pastor Appreciation. They just spoil me and my wife out there to no end. Very generous, very loving church. But you'd mentioned the food.
I call it the Crockpot Brigade.
It was, yes. All kinds of soup, you name it. Chicken noodle soup. I don't mean Campbell's. I mean...
you learn which crock pot to go to, though, right?
Yes.
I mean, everybody's always got their favorite ones to hit first.
There it was. It was there. Also, I want to brag on our youth leaders out there, Mandy and Steve Smiley. They do a phenomenal job out there with our youth. Just a wonderful. And we also have a van. If you'd need a ride to our church, give that church number a call. 270-365-1230, and we have some smiling men and women. I keep forgetting down here there is a family called Smiley.
They're very active out there, aren't they?
Yes, and we have some very kind men and women that would be happy to come pick you up on that church bus.
And give us your times for your Sunday worship.
Thank you. Sunday morning, Sunday school begins around 9:45. Notice I said begins. We're a rural country church, so I mean there's nothing exactly on the spot. But Ty, our 11 o'clock service commences somewhere around 11. But talking about time, they are a little concerned about getting out somewhere noon or noonish. Mm-hmm. And I do my best to get them out sometime between 12 and 12:30, give or take. Then we come back on Sunday night at 5:45 for sort of a discipleship training. Again, that has children and young people and adults in for that. And then our Sunday night worship and song service at 7. And then on Wednesday night, we meet at 7 o'clock. I'm sorry, get back on the right time. 6:30 on Sunday night. Don't want you all to miss. You just show up for my sermon and you wouldn't be able to be there at 6:30 to hear Robin and Leslie lead us in some wonderful worship. Then 7 o'clock on Wednesday night is our prayer meeting and Bible study. So we want to welcome you to come out. You'll find a warm welcome, and we want you to know that we are an inviting church. We want to encourage you to come out and fellowship with us.
Well, thank you for being here this morning. Bless his heart, he brought us some sugar this morning.
He did. We thank Pastor Dave brought us a big old box of donuts from next door. So thank you so much. And again, your Veterans Program is going to be on November 9th, and that'll be about 12 o'clock.
12 o'clock.
Okay, and that all veterans, spouses invited to attend, and a big fish fry and special musical performance by Eric Horner at Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, 91 South out of Princeton. So, Pastor Dave, thank you for being here, and we appreciate all the information about Pleasant Grove Baptist Church.
It's been an honor to spend these few moments with you, Ty and Tess.
It's the sweetest thing.
WPKY, go Princeton.
All right. We love that. We'll end on that. That's a high note there.
Hey, I do. I like that.
Thank you, sir. All right.
Well, thanks so much. And, of course, Coffee Talk's still on the air. Stick around. 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company presents. And Doug.
Limu, I love how we're always looking out for each other. Kind of like how Liberty Mutual looks out for you by customizing your home insurance. So you only pay for what you need.
Limu, why didn't you tell me about the uncovered manhole? I was literally just telling you. Limu, I had no idea you could swim.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Listen up, America. Why in the world would you start your day with an unwrapped, zip-zap, sad sack breakfast mishap when the McDonald's app lets you order, pay, and pick up a nice and hot griddle sizzle breakfast with a tap-tippity-tap? I think I just rhyme answered my own rhyme question. McDonald's mobile order and pay. Just order in the app, pass the line with the tap, and wake up breakfast with McDonald's. Mobile order and pay at participating McDonald's. McDonald's app download and registration required.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
Mostly cloudy today, a high near 61. Cloudy tonight, then a slight chance of rain overnight, about a 40% chance, a low down to 51. Tomorrow looks like it's rain, 100% chance, a high 62 with rain continuing tomorrow night, a low of 41. Thursday, 50% chance of rain, should be out of here by trick-or-treat time, a high 51. Again for today, cloudy skies, a high 61.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Health First Community Health Center.
Fa la 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 la. Hey guys, it's Molly with the Tin Roof. The holidays are right around the corner, and we're kicking it off right with our annual Christmas debut this Friday and Saturday at our Princeton location. Get in the holiday spirit with 20% off Christmas decor and a free gift with a $50 purchase while supplies last. It's not really Christmas till you visited the Tin Roof, so mark your calendar for this weekend's Christmas debut, Friday and Saturday 10 to 5 at our Princeton location. We love what we do, and we love serving you, so shop Tin Roof this holiday season.
Well, we've come to the end of the election season. There's a race on your ballot you may not have heard of for Kentucky Supreme Court. This November, you can put a true constitutional conservative on the high court. His name is Whitney Westerfield, a leader who stands up for the law and traditional family values. Whitney Westerfield is a true conservative champion. If you like the judges President Trump has appointed, like Neil Gorsuch and Brett Kavanaugh, you are going to love Whitney Westerfield. He will uphold the Constitution and oppose liberals who legislate from the bench. This is a pretty simple vote. Whitney Westerfield has been a faithful conservative and Republican member of the state Senate. His opponent? Well, his appearances at Democratic Party events make us wonder just how liberal he really is. For Kentucky's Supreme Court, keep it simple. If you like Trump's judges, vote for Whitney Westerfield. He's just like him. Paid for by Republican State Leadership Committee, Judicial Fairness Initiative.
1580 103.3 WPKY, Tess and Ty, and of course, Coffee Talk's on the air. Do you hear this?
Yeah, that's kind of spooky.
I did that just for you.
I appreciate that.
It's Halloween coming up. Yes.
I dig it.
I was prepared for that.
Well, I'm glad that.
And for me, preparation.
No doubt about
can
it.
Sometimes be non-existent. No, I'm actually. I don't know. I love that. I think it's fun. I'm not big on the scary movies. It kind of. I'm one that will have bad dreams over the Goonies. I mean, nothing. It doesn't take much to give me nightmares.
I watched An American Werewolf in London the other night. That movie came out in 1981. I thought the music was cool. I
love Halloween music. I can't help it.
It was scary. Well, it didn't have Halloween, just classic rock and roll weaved into it. But it's it was scarier than I remember.
I just
back in
love
81,
Halloween
I was a kid,
music.
But yeah.
I do. I think it's the cutest thing. I don't know why. That's kind of my thing. Some people do Christmas music. I like Halloween music.
It's pretty cool. Hey, Pastor Dave asked me. He was remiss in mentioning on Sunday after their program on the 9th that they will have Roger Mitchell as their guest speaker, special veteran service on that Sunday afterwards. So anyway, I wanted to mention that, and we certainly appreciate Pastor Dave Warren, Pleasant Grove Baptist Church, coming to speak with us on Coffee Talk this morning, as well as Sion Wallace, his artist extraordinaire with barbed wire over at the Janice Mason Art Museum. That exhibit going on through the end of the month with Willie Rasco.
Oh, wow.
With Driftwood. I like this music.
I do too. I'm kind of digging it this morning. Hey, let's since I've got the Halloween music on,
let's do it.
I'm kind of in the groove and I'm kind of in the mood.
Let's
talk about trick or treating.
Let's talk about it.
I wish to goodness that this was going on. Why didn't you guys think of this 10 years ago when my kids were little? Because I have drugged them down sidewalks and in and out of the back seat of car. And they're only 13. No. But about the time mine wear down, that's when they're really ramping up downtown. I think this is fantastic. I almost want to borrow somebody else's kid so that I can take them trick-or-treating down there. But we're going to be there anyway. We're going to have a great time. But this is a safe way to do it. It's almost like a second round of Black Pack, except at Halloween.
With a Halloween theme.
Absolutely. And, the kids will go through. Everybody gets to mingle. Everybody gets to see each other's costumes, which, let's be honest, really and truly, it's almost like they dress for each other more than they do anything, because they want to show their costume off.
Yeah, I think
so
it's
it'll be fun when they see each other.
Yeah, it's like a costume. It's like a costume duel.
Yeah.
It's
like, my name is Batman. Well, my name's Robin.
There you go.
I'm Superman.
Or I'm Wonder Woman. Right?
I'm going to play that in repeat. That's just wait for a promo near you. That's
you mean
coming.
I said I'm Wonder Woman?
Hey, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can you say it again one more time?
I'm Wonder Woman.
See? He just keeps doing it, and he's going to hate me later for it. But
we've got some great sponsors for our live broadcast coming up
Yes.
Thursday. We're going to be down there. You and Audrey and scores of others, maybe Heather Riley, and maybe I said that, but no, she'll be down there. But I think she'll wear a cape.
Well, if she should.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put. Oh, look at the cows. They should be. Morgan's Funeral Home wishes everyone a safe and happy Halloween.
No doubt about it. They're
gonna be down there giving out candy.
Judge Executive Larry Curley wants to everyone to have a safe, happy Ween and keep everybody safe and keep the little ones safe. Decorate continues with bags and reflective tape, stickers, and all that good stuff. Just make sure you wear all that stuff so you can be safe.
Yes, the Caldwell County Medical Center wants to encourage parents this Halloween to check their children's candy for an unusual appearance or discoloration. Tiny pinholes, tears in wrappers, spoiled or unwrapped items. Remember, when in doubt, you need to throw it out.
Yeah, and Blooms by the Brook, their new location in downtown Princeton, and that's at 107 West Main Street, and they're excited to be participating in their first trick-or-treat on Main Street.
Well, the First Southern National Bank invites you to join them as well at their booth on Thursday night at Princeton's downtown trick-or-treat.
And other great sponsors, the Cat's Tail Used Books,
Purcell Tire,
Joshua Tree,
Big John's Barbecue,
Farless Realty,
Law Office of Barclay Bannister,
Honda of Princeton,
and Princeton Counseling. How about that?
Wow, yeah.
There's a bunch of them. Hey, everybody's going all out for this thing, and I think it's going to be fun. I think it'll be a good time. There's going to be games. Now that's some big shoes right there. I'm just saying. Heather Riley is Wonder Woman. It's going to kill me later. But hey, if you're going to dress up, Dress up and have fun. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. It could be just makeup. You don't have to go out and, break the bank or anything like that. It's free. Bring the kids down.
I'm kind of regretting
it's gonna
being
have
out
a
of
good
town,
time. Shame on you. That's all I've got to say about that. The Rotary Club's going to have all kinds of games. There's
Yes.
going to be a whole street full of games this year that is kind of a new thing that they're doing as well down there by, I think it's
the
in front of
arcade.
George Kuhn, right?
Yeah, they're going to be up and down both sides there of Harrison Street. I think by the Central Presbyterian Church and then down by the George Kuhn Public Library. It's called the Rotary Arcade.
The Rotary Arcade. I think it's going to be fun. It'd be something different. I mean, it's got a whole festival feel to it. Instead of just, throwing them through a line and getting it over with, it's actually got a lot more of a festival feel. It'll be on both sides of the street, not just one. There's going to be photo opportunities as well down at the park that I cannot pronounce.
Oshevsky Park, yep.
You're going to have to teach me how to do that one of these days.
That'll be all right.
But anyway, there's the whole thing. They're going to have it set up and really nice and pretty so you can take your pictures and that sort of thing. Get your fall pictures
taken. And then
taken.
guess what you can do after you take your picture? You can upload it to our Halloween photo contest.
That's
on WPKY
right.
Online.
If you go WPKY Online, you can see our Halloween contest there. Okay, your Halloween photo contest, and maybe if Heather Riley wants to be Superwoman instead of Wonder Woman, she could dress up and go get her picture taken. Upload that to now she can't win because she works for us, so sorry, Charlie. But if she uploads this to our website, she could win some pretty cool prizes. Or maybe it's your puppy dog. Maybe you dressed up your wiener dog like a Chihuahua and you want a picture of it.
They're spooky good prizes.
I would love for you to upload those so that we can see them. What are the prizes that they can win, Johnny?
Well, they're spooky good prizes. I don't see exactly what they are, but I can tell you who they're from. Hancock's Neighborhood Market, Gracious Me, Bella Marie Boutique.
Now, you can enter until Sunday, November 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Not 11:58, not 12:01, 11:59 Central Time p.m. on Sunday.
Works.
No,
11:58 will work.
Well, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But not 12 o'clock.
No, 11:59 is the cutoff.
Not 12:01.
So 11:58
not
works.
12:02.
No.
11:59. You are right, though, because that would be a minute early.
Yeah.
Hey, did you know we're going to fall back?
Yes, we are. Not, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saturday.
Because they almost
Sunday,
got me on it.
Sunday
and
at 2
I'll tell you
a.m.
who almost got me on it this past week. Trevor Burke. And a lot of them go, oh, yeah, he did. He was a weekend early on it. He said we were going to fall back. I was like, oh.
Well, see, we used to do it earlier.
Yeah.
They extended it into the first weekend in November.
Yeah, they almost got me.
The time zone guru.
Right.
People.
So that's going to be coming up this weekend, too. So make sure that you do that or you will be an hour late for church on Sunday and the preacher will look at you when you walk in the back door.
You fall back. And,
I might or might not have done that a time or two.
I always stay up to 2 a.m. right at the time, and then I set my clock back. Yeah, that's what they tell you to do.
You do not.
That's what they tell you to do it. So I'm up at 2 a.m.
But you, no.
Yeah, because I look at the clock. Oh, it's 2 a.m. I need to set it back, and I go, oh, I got an extra hour sleep.
You're snoring at 2 a.m. I promise you.
I have an extra hour sleep.
I promise you. I'm not there, but I'm going to have Molly tattle on you one of these days.
Okay, well, I'll be up at 2 a.m. Sunday, and I'll roll my clock back to
1
1 a.m.
Well, no, because 2 a.m. will be 1 a.m. It won't
It
really
will be at the time, but you have to wait to 2 a.m. to roll it back.
Well,
That's the
technically, is
official
2
time to do it.
a.m. 3 a.m.?
No.
But 1 a.m.'s not 2 a.m., but 2 a.m. is 3 a.m.
When you roll the clock back at 2 a.m., it becomes 1 a.m. And then
But it used to be 3 a.m.
No, at 3 a.m., it will be 2 a.m.
But not at 12:01.
No, but who's on first?
What's on? How did that go? Who's on first? What's on second?
Well, yeah,
okay.
I don't know. Let's
anyway.
talk about the weather because let's go into the Halloween
this
weather
one.
For folks because as we have cloudy skies and looks like rain is settling in tomorrow and we'll be here for a while all the way through Halloween until about lunchtime or the afternoon. And guess what? It's going to clear out. But you may want to bundle up for Halloween. May want to plan just a little bit because of this weather that's out there.
Well, and actually, Audrey Lamb rethought her costume idea already because it was going to be cold. And when we say cold, we mean low 27 Halloween night is what the low is supposed to be. So it's going to go from the high of 50 on Halloween, and it's going to fall throughout the night, probably pretty fast after the rain stops falling, I would imagine. Of course, that's supposed to happen around lunchtime. We've got a lot of activity going on that day, so an hour this way, way or an hour that way, or if it decides to move slower versus faster. I mean, it's just one of those days we're going to have to wait and see.
Main thing, just keep your eye on the weather. Keep
Right.
it here at WPKY. We'll keep you up to date and informed about your Halloween weather forecast so that you kind of know, okay, I need to bundle the kids up. I need to take rain gear.
Right.
I need to take,
You just
goggles.
you need to be flexible that day. And on Halloween, moms are used to being flexible anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just one of those things. So we're just going to have to be a little extra flexible, maybe take a couple of umbrellas just in
Guess
case.
what?
And that's what we can do.
Dads are flexible, too.
No, not at my house.
Promise you.
No.
Been there.
No, mine's very flexible. He
there.
made it through me.
I
He
used to
raised
love-
me.
I used to love to trick-or-treat with my kids. What are you talking
Really?
about? Oh, yeah.
What was your favorite Halloween candy to steal from your children?
I didn't steal from my children.
Did I say that out loud?
Wait a second. I took my own bucket. What are you talking
Did
about?
you?
Yeah.
No, nobody gave you candy.
Of course they did. I had a pumpkin hat. I had this thing, had bells on it. It's like a jester hat, except it was like a big jack-o'-lantern. And I wore that thing around, and I had my own bucket. So my kids had their candy, and I had my candy.
Did you take people candy from people?
No. I had my own bucket, and I just
That's
was a big...
what I'm saying.
Did
Did you let people give you candy in that bucket?
Of course. I was a big
You
kid.
are rotten at 40 years old.
I was a big kid, and it counts. If you have a bucket and you present your bucket and say trick or treat, you should get candy no matter what
Not
age.
if you're an adult.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Stick it out there.
Middle-aged, you don't get candy anymore.
Well, I mean, if you have the Halloween bucket and you say trick or treat and you smile, usually you get candy.
No. Middle-aged, you're done. I'm not giving you candy anymore.
See, my argument is you don't have to bum off your kids, and I'm not going to say steal. I'll just kind of say bum.
Oh no, I'll steal off my kids. We all fight over the peanut butter cups. That's our favorite.
I think a recent survey was done on Halloween candy. Besides candy corn and the Halloween colored candy corn, the classic candy corn that's yellow, orange, and white.
Yeah.
Now they've got candy corn for all
They got
occasions.
blueberry. Remember, we did that on the air.
They got the Christmas. They got the blueberry.
Right.
The Reese's cup is
Yeah,
probably
that's candy corn I might actually like.
the Reese's cup is the top Halloween candy, I do believe.
Well, and see, here's my trick. This is how I get it. I always take an extra bag with me, and I always put it in the car. That way, and I'll get on the smaller of the buckets. Don't get a gigantic bucket. See, this is where parents mess up. Because you need for them to actually pour it into, you say, well, it's getting too full. How about we put it in the bag, and then you can empty up it'll be lighter. So then when they take their bucket out, you've got a bag full of their candy sitting in the car. You can get whatever you want to out of it while they're up at the house. They don't know.
That's rich. That's smart.
I know, right?
Hey, join us downtown Thursday, WPKY on hand for the Halloween Safe Night. We have these really great sponsors. You'll be hearing about them throughout the week, and we can't thank them enough for providing sponsorship for our broadcast. We can be down there having a great time with our kids and enjoying the festivities going on in downtown Princeton. So,
hey, well, stick around. We're going to let you know what those sponsors are. We're going to have your complete and forecast for you. We're going to let you know what's going on in the world of news. Fox News is next at 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Carmen Roberts. Army Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Vindman will testify to House committees Tuesday that President Trump's phone call to Ukraine raised red flags.
Vindman says he is not the original whistleblower, but Vindman says he heard that call and he was so concerned about it